Hello, everyone, and welcome on in to the Max Zeal Gymnasium here for this playoff SUNYAC matchup between the SUNY Oswego Lakers and the SUNY Morrisville Mustangs. My name is Lucas McGarry, and alongside me is Parkus Vorst. We are here today, and this is going to be a fun matchup, I think, Parker. But how are you doing going into this one?
I'm feeling great, Lucas. I'm so excited. SUNYAC playoff basketball is finally here in the Max Zeal Gymnasium. The Lakers hosting the first round of the SUNYAC tournament. And going into this one, we didn't think they would have a first round matchup home, but here we are, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, and that's because of the new 8-team format that we've seen for this SUNYAC, or 16 playoffs that we've seen. Well, I'm talking about hockey players for a second, but the 6-team format, the 2-seed or the 3-seed hosts the first round, and then we get the 1 and 2. They get the bye, and Oswego fell out of that 2-seed in the last couple of conference games of the season. Very unfortunate for them. We saw that loss from Cortland, and we're going to get into a couple of the previous games for both of these teams. Parker, why don't you take me through? We'll start with Morrisville. Didn't have the best start to the season. Last 3 games, suffering some rough losses. Why don't you take me through them?
Yeah, Morrisville in the last 3 games, they didn't win a single one. They lost to the Oswego State Lakers, who they're playing today. They had a pretty bad loss to SUNY Canton, and then their last game they lost to SUNY Cortland. So Morrisville's coming in on a bit of a cold streak, Lucas, and for the Lakers, it's kind of the opposite. They're on a 2-game winning streak, but they did lose in their lost against Cortland, and then they won their last 2 games against Fredonia and Buffalo State, who are out of the SUNYAC tournament. Bottom SUNYAC teams, you expect the Lakers to win against teams like that, but Morrisville, on the other hand, came in cold to the SUNYAC tournament, Lucas.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. The Lakers finished the season strong, but again, that loss to Cortland was just very, very rough. A chance at the 1 seed, you could have gotten the bye, and a chance to host the rest and final of the SUNYAC tournament. But unfortunately, they just couldn't get it done like we saw in that game we were talking about earlier. Deacon Judd was into foul trouble. Very, very unfortunate for him. Just had 5 points on the day, and Oswego comes out with the dub. And Cortland comes out with a dub, and unfortunately for the Lakers, Cortland comes out with a 1 seed, and now the Lakers having to play in this first round.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. These teams have played each other twice all season. Their previous matchup, the Lakers won 101-93, went into overtime. Arthur Foster had a career-high of 24 points and 13 rebounds. Deacon Judd had 23 as well. And Jason McGee had 22 points off the bench. So 3 players for Lakers had 20 points. In the loss for Morrisville, they went to overtime. It was Jalen Moorhead who forced it. He had 14 points with a 3 to send into overtime, but turnovers really killed them. They had 16 turnovers. Then they played all the way back in December. The Lakers won in a blowout fashion, 91-61. So we've had a close game and a blowout between these 2 teams. Now the third matchup of the season.
Yeah, we're going to see this third matchup coming up soon. But right now, we're going to have a quick anthem break. And when we come back, we got SUNYAC playoff action coming to you here live on WTOP 10. Stick around after this quick break. And welcome on back into the Max Zeal Gymnasium for this SUNYAC playoff matchup. Oswego Lakers taking on the SUNY Morrisville Mustangs. And as these player introductions coming out for both of these teams, Parker, let's talk about the starting lineups for both of these squads. Give me a quick recap for all of them.
Yeah, coming in for the opposing Morrisville Mustangs, we have number 2, Avion Granger, on the season averaging 10.2 points per game, has a season high of 22 points versus Buffalo State. And for the second starting member of the starting lineup for this Morrisville Mustangs, number 3, C.J. McCollum, not C.J. McCollum in the NBA, but C.J. McCollum on the Morrisville Mustangs, averaging 4.2 points per game. And number 4, Jacob Works, averaging 10.6 points per game. Number 14, Kareem Haskins, averaging 9.3 points per game. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 33, Tony Borges, 5.5 points per game. And something that I'm kind of confused is their best player, number 10, Jalen Moorhead, not in the starting lineup.
Yeah, very, very interesting decision going with Tony Borges. But Parker, if I had to guess, size to combat Deacon Judd in the paint. Starting off this game, you got to think, you saw what happened against Cortland. Maybe use Borges, try and draw fouls against Deacon Judd. Get him in foul trouble early, eliminate him from this equation, and we'll see maybe the Mustangs get something going. But now for the Lakers, the starting lineup, talk me through them.
Starting lineups for the Oswego State Lakers has been the same 5 all season long. Number 1, Freddie Fowler, the freshman from Liverpool, New York, averaging 7.6 points per game, has been phenomenal in these last 10 games for the Lakers, averaging 10.3 points per game and shooting on crazy shooting numbers, 62% from the field and 40% from the 3. Number 4, Arthur Foster from Albany, New York, averaging 10.8 points per game. He's been on a tear as well. In his last game had 21 points and was very efficient, 12 of 10 from the field. Number 10, Gary McLean, the sophomore from Camillus, New York, averaging 8.3 points per game. He had a phenomenal showing in the SUNYAC tournament last year against Cortland. He had a career-high 21 points in that game, so he knows this atmosphere and this time of year. Gary McLean was ready for it last year. See if he can do it again this year. Number 12, Stephen Bradley, the junior from Staten Island. Been on a little bit of a cold streak recently, but in his last game had 12 points. Expect a better showing come playoff time. And rounding out the starting 5, Deacon Judd, the reigning SUNYAC Player of the Year, the reigning SUNYAC Rookie of the Year, 3rd in the SUNYAC in points, 18.6 per game. 2nd in the SUNYAC rebounds, 8.8. Has a career high of 33 points and has had 20-plus points in his last 2 games. Lucas, I could not be more excited for this matchup. It's going to be fast-paced. I don't expect a lot of defense, and I'm ready at tip-off.
Let's go, Parker. Thank you very much for that. That was some expert analysis there. But we are just about to get underway. Tip-off won by the Lakers, and that's Bradley now to Fowler. Fowler guarded. That's McCollum. Now to McLean. McLean to Bradley in the corner. Now into Judd. Fast-paced offense from the Lakers to start. Judd out to Fowler. Good defense by the Stangs. Now into Bradley. Smothering defense by the Stangs. Into McLean, into Judd. Judd turns, spins. Nothing from a good defensive move by Borges. Almost goes out of bounds, and it's in from the Stangs. Rebounded by Haskins. Haskins going the other way with it.
So Morrisville starting in a zone against the Lakers. They've been doing it all season. The Lakers had good success against the Morrisville Mustangs last time against the zone. See what will happen today, though.
Into the paint. That's McCollum. Almost loses it. Does lose it. Fowler comes down with it. And he gets it to McLean. Good defensive stop there by Freddie Fowler to start. That's why he starts almost every single one of these games. Into Judd now. Judd, mid-range. No good off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Haskins. And now it's the other way. That's Avion Granger. Granger, he's going to drive it in all the way. Stripped by Judd. A jump ball. And that's going to stay the way of the Stangs. Just a minute in. No scoring here. And it's going to stay the Stangs ball. Very fast-paced, like you said, Parker, but nothing so far in the scoring department. We've seen some good defensive possessions here from both these teams on the inbound. It's McCollum. Into the paint to Granger. A great feed leads to a better layup. Avion Granger gets the first points of the SUNYAC tournament here at the Max Zeal Gymnasium.
Granger getting the start. He has been good against the Lakers, averaging 7.6 points per game against the Lakers in his career. Gets the scoring started. And like you said, Lucas, very fast pace between these two teams already. Only 2 points so on the scoreboard to start. I expect that to pick up, though. Both these teams are 1 and 2 in the SUNYAC in points per game.
Turnover by Judd leads to the Stangs getting the possession back. It was a quick pass by Fowler, but Judd got to hang on to it. Now it's Granger. He almost loses it, but gets it to McCollum anyway. Granger going up with it. No good. Could not find the back of the net. Now the other way. Fowler going to go. Kicks it to McClay for three. That's Bradley, excuse me. Rebounded there by Granger, and it's an over-the-back foul called. That was Bradley on the three-pointer. Granger tried to come down with it. And it'll be a foul on Oswego. That's Deacon Judd picking up his first foul of the game. Parker, like I said, fouls early for Deacon Judd. That's been a problem in the past for the Lakers.
Yeah, definitely has. He had 4 fouls against Cortland. He could barely play. In the SUNYAC tournament last year, Judd fouled out. Has to stay out of foul trouble if the Lakers want to win today.
Bradley guarding Haskins. Kicks out to McCollum. McCollum drives in. Now to Haskins. Haskins, he'll drive in. Up at the rim, nothing. Hard contact, but no foul. Foster with the rebound. Kicks it to Fowler. Back to Foster. Into Judd. Judd, he's going to drive it on Borges. Easy bucket for Deacon Judd. He's got his first points of the game, and it's a 2-2 ball game. 17:30 remaining. Some slow scoring to start this one.
Yeah, Judd was not going to stay quiet for long. It feels like he's always scoring the first basket for the Lakers, expecting to have another monster game against Morrisville today.
Borges for three, no good, too short, rebounded by Judd. Fowler now. It's going to be guarded by McCollum to Bradley. Into Judd. Judd, mid-range. Oh yeah, smooth as silk. Deacon Judd, he might be picking up speed. Do not let him. Now the other way. It's going to be Haskins, guarded tightly by Bradley. Haskins drives in, kicks it out to McCollum for three. Blocked away by McClade. And now McClay, he's going to take it the other way to Judd. Judd's going to take on Borges. No good, but McClain on the rebound. Tries to get his own, he does. Kicks out to Fowler for three. Full was on the line. No good. Rebounded by Judd, a second offensive board. Now to Foster. Out to Bradley. Bradley, he's going to drive it himself. Kick it out to Fowler. Foster, wide open for three. No good. Rebounded by Works. Great defensive possession by the Stangs, but you got to get those rebounds. Oswego, 3 different chances there on that possession.
Lakers had, like you said, very good chances. 2 open threes. Couldn't knock them down, though.
Off the foot of Granger, it's going to go the other way. Haskins, too much heat on that pass there. So again, we're at 16 left to go, and it's just a 4-2 game. And it's going to be the way of the Lakers taking the ball up the court. Fowler has had some good play to finish this season. That's why he's been starting. Now it's Bradley. Had the open look for three. Elects to give it to Judd. Judd almost loses it. Judd spins into the paint. No, bounces in and out. And now the Stangs, quick pace. They're going to go the other way. It's Bruce Wingate into Moorhead. Moorhead out to Shuri Muse. Out to Works. Works drives in. Out to Shuri Muse. Now to Haskins. Haskins to Wingate. Stangs, a lot of ball movement on this possession. Wingate, he's going to drive in, take it himself all the way up to the basket. No good. Rebounded there by Shuri Muse. Great offensive board. Out to Moorhead for three. No good. And a good defensive possession by the Lakers there. Jalen Moorhead just could not capitalize, but a good offensive board there by Sakai Shuri Muse, and a timeout called by the Morrisville Mustangs.
Yeah, so really good defense to start from the Lakers in this game, and I think that was definitely a focal point in practice this week, preparing for this game against Morrisville. They allowed Morrisville to score 93 points in their last game. And so far, the Lakers, they're closing out on shooters. They're not letting Morrisville get into the paint. And when they do get into the paint, they're playing great defense, not fouling. And so far, Morrisville is struggling from the field. They're 1 for 7 to start this game, while the Lakers are 2 for 9. So both teams struggling from the field. Could be SUNYAC playoff nerves from both of these teams. So far, Judd is the only player to score for the Oswego State Lakers.
Yeah, absolutely, Parker. But now we're going to send it down to a quick hit with Owen Gangloff, our sideline reporter. Oh, gee, take.
Frame me up, frame me up. Hello, guys. My name's Owen Gallup on the sidelines. I just was right near head coach Jason Leone on the sidelines here during the timeout. He is emphasizing grabbing these rebounds, not allowing second chance opportunities. With the substitutions Morrisville is making right now, they're going to be a completely different team offensively, and that is coming from head coach of the Oswego State Lakers, Jason Leone. Thank you. My name is Owen Gallup. That's all from me. Back to you guys.
Thank you, OG. We're going to bring it now back to the action. Freddie Fowler now for the Lakers, guarded tightly by Haskins. Now going to kick it to McLean. McLean drives it in, goes up with it. That will be a travel call. Gary McLean, he went up and down. That was close there. Parker, why don't you walk me through what you saw there?
Yeah, I think that could have gone either way. I think the Morrisville got their hands on the basketball, and I think that could be a jump ball, but the refs saw different. They have a better view down there than we do, but I think that one's close, but Lakers got to get a stop here.
Works drives in, doesn't find anything, elects to kick it out to Moorhead. Now back to Works. He finds the lane. Oh, yeah. Jacob Works, nice basket. Beats Deacon Judd inside. Judd, you know he doesn't want to play too aggressive early in the game. Already got a foul. Now it's the other way, tied up. Fowler to McLean. McLean trying to get on the board for the first time. Gonna kick it to Judd. Judd driving in, blocked away by Works. Guts it again. That time they're gonna call the foul. That time on Sakai Shuri News, and it'll be Deacon Judd at the line for the first time.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact there, and on this McLean jump ball that I thought was a jump ball that we just saw the replay of, and then the drive by Works, and Jacob Works has been so good for the Morrisville Mustangs as the season has winded down. Over winter break, only averaged 5.8 points per game, but since winter break has concluded, 13.7 points per game for Jacob Works and had a nice drive. The Lakers, they talked about in practice about not letting Morrisville get to the rim because they love driving and going hard to the rack, but so far the Lakers have done a good job except for the last possession on Works.
Judd goes 1 for 2 there, so it's a 5-4 game, 14:30 remaining. Haskins taking it up for the Stangs, guarded by Bradley. Now it's going to be Wingate. Wingate to Borges. Borges playing with some paper in his nose, going to pass it away there, and it's going to be McGee getting his first minutes of the game, already with a steal and a whistle. Dead ball there.
They're saying the shot clock didn't reset. We're still at 9 seconds from the Morrisville possession.
Some scoreboard technical difficulties. Apologies, folks. Nothing on our end here at WTOP. Sure, we'll get it underway momentarily. 14-12 left to go in this first half of play. And Parker, it's been a very, very interesting game. Like you said, definitely some SUNYAC nerves here going on for both of these teams. You got a bunch of freshmen playing for both of these squads as well. And you know there's a bunch of freshmen that are going to be coming in. So you got to think, who are both Brian Wycliffe and Jason Leone going to be going to in these moments when you need fresh legs?
Well, for the Lakers, you have to go with Chris White-Luciano. He is a junior, but this is his first SUNYAC test for the sophomore on the season, the transfer, and he has been playing a lot better recently. His last 10 games, 9.2 points per game, is shooting 48% from three. He's been lights out, and as well, I expect him. Jason McGee for the Oswego State Lakers, cannot talk enough about him. He's been averaging on the season 13.6 points per game. His last 10 games, 17.1 points per game. On the Morrisville side, they didn't start Jalen Moorhead. Hasn't really gotten involved yet. Expect him to get involved. He is the leading scorer, so don't expect him to stay quiet for long.
Lakers now on offense. It's Foster driving in on Borges. Going to go up with it himself. Big time basket from Arthur Foster after the break. And now the other way, it's going to be Bruce Wingate taking on Bradley. Pump, spin, fake, air ball. No good there by Wingate. He had the right moves, just two, or not enough. But a McGee errant pass the other way. Bradley was not in the right spot. So some quick ball being played by both of these teams. And yet it is just a 7-4 game in the favor of the Lakers. We have 13:43 remaining. Robert Wiggins checking into the game for the first time. Borges up top now. He's going to get it to Wingate. Wingate to Borges up top. Second three of the game. No good. Big man shooting some threes, and it'll be the way of the Lakers.
I don't know about that.
The Stangs are questioning something right now. As Jalen Moorhead very confused by this referee call, but the Lakers are going to keep possession here.
Yeah, it looked like it was off Arthur Foster. The refs calling it, though, Lakers basketball. I can understand why Moorhead was confused there.
Fowler now the other way. Tries to get it to McGee, almost stolen away. McGee quick with it, kicks it out to Bradley, wide open in the corner. No good. Rebounded by Fowler. Doesn't get it, but he gets it. McGee for three, whistle before the shot. And it's going to be an on-the-floor call there. And they're going to call that one. We're just waiting on the call here from the referees.
Yeah, taking a look at this out-of-bounds call. Oh, that is obviously off Jason McGee. I don't know how that went to Morrisville. The Lakers catching a break, and now they have a chance to score.
Here. Morrisville not catching the break twice. And now it's Fowler again taking it up. He's going to get it to Bradley. Bradley, long pass, almost goes out of bounds for McGee. Kicks it to Fowler. Guarded by Wiggins. Fowler, he's driving in, kicks it away off of his foot. And that's going the other way. Parkey, you called it. Chris White-Luciano, sophomore, coming into the game for the Lakers. And it's going to be Stephen Bradley taking a seat. Had a couple of misses early, so you got to think he needs to take a little breather here.
Yeah.
If you are Jason Leone.
Fowler with the turnover. Lakers have had a couple turnovers early. In games like this, you cannot turn the ball over. Have to keep control of it.
Borges with some fancy footwork. Doesn't go anywhere. Good defense by Judd. And now back out. That's McCollum. McCollum to Moorhead. Moorhead, nice move. Mid-range. No good. Rebounded by Wingate, but not for long. Stripped away, and it's going to stay the way of the Stangs. Off Deacon Judd last. 7-4. Oswego leads this one. 12:25 remaining.
Yeah, can't talk about enough how both these teams are struggling from the field and the three. Morrisville 2 of 11 to start this game. 0 of 4 from three. Maybe this could be the one.
No good there. That was Robert Wiggins. Now it's going to be Foster to Fowler. Fowler to McGee for three. No good. Almost an offensive board, but it comes down for Moorhead. Moorhead, fast feet, drive it in, kicks it out to Wiggins. Wiggins dancing on the outside. Going to take a step back and set up the offense. Robert Wiggins. Down to Moorhead. Moorhead, drive it in. Takes it at the baseline. No good. Foster with a rebound, and now it's McGee.
Neither
McGee
team.
Now driving in. Kick it out to White-Luciano. Fowler had the mid-range. That was open. No good. Rebounded by Judd. Fowler, mid-range again. No good again. Two misses by Freddie Fowler in succession, and now it's the other way. C.J. McCollum. McCollum up top. Nice move. Crossover. Goes in. Gets stripped away by McGee. McGee, nice recovery. Kicks it to Foster. Foster going up with it. Slam! Arthur Foster with a big-time slam here in the SUNYAC playoffs here for the Lakers. 9-4 in this one for Oswego. And now the Stangs need an answer here. We got Robert Wiggins up top. Wiggins now driving in. Nothing there. Goes the other way. Good defense there by Arthur Foster. And a timeout called by Brian Wycliffe.
What a dunk from Arthur Foster. A SUNYAC slam in the playoffs. Air R. He's been doing that all season long for the Oswego State Lakers. And you don't expect it in the big moments like this. You expect Arthur Foster to make plays like that, to make winning plays, and he did it just there with a great steal and slam. Now 9-4, Oswego leads. Both these teams have been struggling from the field. 2 of 13 for Morrisville, 0 of 5 from the three-point range, 4 of 6 for the Oswego State Lakers, both struggling. But on the sideline, we have our sideline reporter, Owen Gangloff. Owen, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. I'm down here on the other side of the court behind the Morrisville bench with head coach Brian Wycliffe talking to the team. They're getting the stops they need right now. However, they're giving up some offensive rebounds, and it's all about the shot making. They're not really getting great shots on offense right now, and that is what he's instilling in this team right now. So in order, if they want to win this game, they will need to create some better shots. Thanks, guys. My name is Owen Gangloff from the sidelines. Back to you.
Thank you, Owen, sir. Very nice hit from you, and now we are back in play. Lakers on offense. It's going to be McGee. Now to Foster, taking it up. Lakers on offense, steamrolling so far. McGee off of that pass to the dunk now to Fowler. Electrifying offense from the Lakers so far. Can they keep it going? It's McGee now driving in himself. Easy bucket from Jason McGee. He's been doing it all season long. They just simply can't stop him when he finds an open lane. Now it's the other way. Jalen Moorhead driving in, guarded closely by McGee. Clamp defense, and now Foster strips it away. That's why he's a SUNYAC leader in his steals. Now up with it. Arthur Foster, no good. Rebounded by Judd. He goes up with it. And a foul called on Jalen Moorhead. Had to do it there. Judd off of the offensive board. And the Lakers just doing a very good job of overwhelming this Morrisville Mustang team, Parker.
Yeah, they're playing great defense. The Lakers, Coach has talked about it all year, how they've struggled with defense this season. But so far, here in this one, they've come to play. They've had a couple of slow starts this season in the first half. But against Morrisville today, it's a complete opposite. Looking at the replay here on the Lakers, Judd got fouled and going to the line. But on the other previous possession, McGee with a crafty finish. He's so good at getting inside and finishing with both hands. And he's just why the Lakers have such a good spark off the bench this season.
Lakers up 13-4 now as the Mustangs need something on offense. And it's going to be Works now driving it in. He's come back into the game, goes up with it, and a nice offensive board there. That was Joseph Guerrero coming into the game for the first time. He's going to get the Stangs back on the board after what seems like forever. 13-6 now. And it's going to be Fowler down on the other side. Fowler kicks out to Judd. Open, three ball. No good off the rim. Rebounded there by Granger. Granger quick now the other way. Tries to go behind the back. Gets stopped by McGee. McGee playing great defense so far. That was Works. Kicking it to Haskins. Haskins off the screen from a Guerrero. Nothing. It's going to be Works now. Driving in. Gets stopped on the double. Kicks it to Granger. Granger. Spin. Up with it. No good. Rebounded by Foster. It's McGee the other way. McGee finding his options. Flips it to Foster. Now to Bradley. Bradley gets bumped, and it's going to be another foul there on Jalen Moorhead. And now there's going to be a call here. It's going to be Grisweiss Luciano, actually, just coming into the game as a substitution. And on the other side, we have Tyler Cooper coming into the game for the first time as well. Jalen Moorhead's going to take a seat. Now Lakers inbounding under the basket. Fowler looking for options. Tries to get into Judd. Goes for it, does, finds it. Judd now kicks it to McGee. McGee was open for three. Oh no, still can't find it. On the three ball, scuffle for it. White Luciano comes down with it. Now to McGee. McGee to Fowler. Fowler for three. No good again. Judd with the offensive board though. He goes up with it. No good and a no call. And now a call. Foul. Leone losing his mind on the sidelines after that one. It was a foul called there on Freddie Fowler. That's going to be his first foul of the game. And Leone does not know what it was on.
Yeah, Coach Leone confused. There's a lot of contact down low with Judd. No call, and then they get Freddie Fowler on the foul. Can understand Coach Leone's frustration there on the play. Lakers, though, still lead 13-6, but not shooting well from the field at all. 5 for 22.
Nice move there from Haskins. Leads to the dunk from Avion Granger. And just like that, it's a 5-point lead now for the Lakers. 13-8 is the lead. Double team on McGee. He finds his way out of it. Kicks it out to White Luciano for three. No good. White Luciano, usually the man to hit them. Can't find it there. Tyler Cooper the other way. Pump fakes McGee. Now to Haskins, long three. No good. Rebounded by McGee. string of 3 misses from both of these teams. McGee drives it in this time. Foul call, nothing on the attempt, but he's going to be at the line shooting 2.
Lucas, we've had 14 threes that have been taken in this game. We have not had a made 3 yet in this game. Neither team has made a 3. 0 for 6 for Morrisville, 0 for 8 for the Lakers. Both of the teams shooting very poorly from the field. 22% from Morrisville and 21% from the Lakers. The Lakers have been shooting from the field as a team this season 45%, which is second in the SUNYAC. And Morrisville, 6th in the SUNYAC, shooting it at 42%, but complete opposite. Cut that in half, Lucas, and that's where both these teams are at shooting-wise.
Yeah, a rough shooting performance from both of these teams.
Looks like Freddie Fowler has some blood on his nose, but we'll come back in the game. That's a good sight to see.
McGee now on the free throw. 14-8 now. Lakers lead after the first make. And it's going to be 15 now. 8:02 remaining in this one, folks. Caleb Haskins trying to get something going for his team. Little less than 8 minutes now in this first half of play. It's been a slow scoring start, but he's going to go up with it here. Easy work for Caleb Haskins. Leon is furious with Judd after that one. Just essentially waltzed right through the lane there. Got no contact. And now the Lakers the other way. It's Foster. Foster spinning. Gets stripped by Haskins. Finds it himself, though. Goes up with it. No call. Gets it to Judd. Judd gets it stripped away, and it's the other way. That's works. To Granger. Back up with it. No good on Granger. That's a foul call there. And it's going to be on Jason McGee. Take the replay here. Beautiful job by Caleb Haskins. And then as they went up with that Fowler there. Interesting call by the referees. Didn't seem like there was a lot of contact, but Fowler now with 2 fouls. 7:27 remaining in this one. Parker, 15-10 score we see here. And like we were talking about earlier, 0 for 14, the combined missed 3 total from both of these teams. And that is obviously a part of the fact of why this has been such a low-scoring game. However, there has to be some other things going on here for it to be both these teams struggling so much. What do you think is going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's simple, Lucas. Both these teams, they're playing good defense, but they're getting the shots they want, but they're just not making them. I mean, it's really, to put it bluntly, that's as simple as that. The Morrisville, they've gotten a couple of drives into the lane and gotten foul calls, but that's what Morrisville really succeeds on, is driving into the lane, getting contact, finishing through contact. The Lakers in practice worked on closing out drives, not letting their opponents like Morrisville get into the lane and get easy buckets. But on the Lakers side, they're getting good looks in the 2-3 zone. They're just not making their threes. On the season, the Lakers as a team shooting at 33%.
Really quick, we're going to send it now down to our sideline reporter, Owen Gangloff. Send it down to Owen.
Guys, this is exactly why playoff basketball is different. Head coach Jason Leone is telling this team right now they will not call these ticky-tack fouls in the playoffs, even though on the other side they may be some questionable calls in his mind. However, that is not the case here. They're missing layups. They're getting outboarded. He's telling the team, be stronger, and that is how they win this game. Thank you, guys. I'm Owen Gangloff from the sidelines. Back to you.
Thank you, Owen. Going to be a made free throw there, and a timeout called. 15-11 now is the score. Excuse me, no timeout. Looked like we were breaking again, but no. It's going to be Lakers ball, 15-11, like I just said. Arthur Foster now for the Lakers, kicking it to McGee. McGee driving in. Easy lane for him, no good. Judd with the offensive board. Too easy for Deacon Judd. And just like that, the Lakers are moving again. It's going to be Jacob Works now for the Stangs, trying to get something going for his squad. He's going to try and find his own lane. Gets it tipped away. That's Steven Bradley. Great defensive possession there. Now the other way. Bradley kicks it into Foster. Foster going up with it. Around. Nothing. Good defense there. Almost rebounded by Bradley. Finds Wingate instead. Wingate driving up with it. Goes up with it. Easy work for Bruce Wingate. And we have some fast-moving, paced action from both of these teams. Gary McClain now, double team, clamped up, stripped away by Jacob Works. and then it's stolen away by Jason McGee. McGee going the other way. Defensive possessions galore. Kicks it to Foster. Foster going up with it. Blocked away by Cooper. Bradley goes up with it again after the offensive board. And the Lakers finally get some points out of that crazy series of offense.
Going back and forth. One steal from Morrisville, then double team for Gary McLean. Then Jason McGee gets it right back.
Wingate gets it stripped away now. Foster the other way. Guarded by Borges. He's going to take him on head-to-head. Goes up with it. No good. Rebounded by Bradley. Bradley goes up with it. Blocked away by Works. Clean from Jacob Works. Great defensive possession there. Jacob Works playing very, very well. Granger almost loses it. Trying to drive in on Gary McLean. And now gets it to Bruce Wingate. A slow down moment for both of these teams. Wingate to Borges. Borges for another three. No good again. Almost rebounded by the Stangs, but it's going to be in favor of the Lakers. Foster kicks it to Bradley and to Judd. Judd working on Borges. Kicks it out to Foster for three. Foot was on the line. No good anyways. Works on the rebound.
It's like there's a roof on the lid, Lucas. Neither team can buy a bucket from the three-point range. I mean, we're 15 minutes in the first half. No one can make one.
There we go, Parker. You jinxed it for the Stangs. Bruce Wingate with the first three of the game.
What is that timing? I can't believe that.
Great timing. Here we go. Bruce Wingate going up with it right over Arthur Foster. Bang.
Swish.
There you go. And just like that, it is a 3-point game now with 5 minutes remaining.
So now they're 1 for 8 on the day, Lucas. And wow, I mean, finally someone makes a three, and I'm surprised that it took it that long for both these teams. The Lakers are a good three-point shooting team, but the Mustangs, they're not the best. They're second worst in the SUNYAC, shooting at 26.4% on the season. And finally getting involved with Bruce Wingate, number 0, in his 2 games against Oswego this season, averaging 16 points per game. But so far in this one, only has 5. Mustangs still hanging around with the Lakers. The Lakers had a good start, but they have cooled off a lot. But the Lakers still have 5 minutes left in this half, and they have been a second-half team all season long, Lucas. Have 5 more minutes here in the first half.
After the Wingate three, almost a loss of possession there. It'll stay the Lakers' ball. But again, after that Wingate three, we see the first made shot from outside the arc. In this one, Foster almost loses it here, but it stays the way of the Lakers' ball. See a look of relief on his face there. But now it's going to be White Luciano. Kicks it into Judd. Judd, mid-range over Borges. No good off the front of the rim, but rebounded by Bradley. Goes up with it, and one for Stephen Bradley. I think that's his 4th offensive rebound of the game. And it comes down with it hard on that one. That's a big-time bucket from Stephen Bradley.
Looking at the replay, Bradley pound dribble through the contact, screams with authority. Stephen Bradley finally getting himself involved in this game, now up to 4 points. And the Lakers, what Owen was talking about on the sideline, for Coach Brian Wycliffe, have to stop the Lakers from getting offensive rebounds. But it's kind of hard when Morrisville is very undersized compared to this Lakers team.
Now the other way, it's going to be Moorhead. Kick it out to Borges for 3. No good. Rebounded by Judd. You got to think at some point he's got to hit a 3, Parker.
Yeah, you would think so.
Hasn't yet. Deacon Judd now to McGee. McGee taking a second now. Kicking it to Judd. Judd now to McGee. Out to Bradley. Bradley in the corner. White Luciano. Oh, yeah! Chris White Luciano hitting the big one here to put this one out of reach for the Stangs, potentially. 8-point lead now for the Lakers with less than 4 minutes to go. Avion Granger now to Moorhead. Moorhead up top for 3. No good off the rim. Almost rebounded by Borges. Going to go the other way. Foul called on Tony Borges.
Lakers make their first three of the game, and of course it comes from none other than Chris White-Luciano, the best three-point shooter on the team, shooting at 38% coming into this game. And like I mentioned earlier, in his last 10 games, he is shooting lights out from three, 48% from three in his last 10 games, but the Lakers are still 1 for 9 from behind the three-point line. Morrisville 1 for 10, and like you were saying, Lucas, Borges has taken 4 threes and hasn't made a single one. But I did not expect this to be a low-scoring affair between these two teams. If you looked at the box score between these two teams in the first two matchups, you would think that this would be a high-scoring game with no defense, but it's been only defense and a low-scoring game.
Yeah, absolutely, Parker. You see here just a great drawn-up play here by the Lakers. McGee takes it around, gets it to Judd. Judd back to McGee, to Bradley, quick pass, wide open in the corner. Boo-yah for Chris White-Luciano. And now the Lakers have an 8-point lead now, 24-16, with a little less than 4 minutes to go. And it'll be Deacon Judd at the line for some 3 points.
Yeah, and like we saw in that replay, that's exactly how you break the zone of the Morrisville Mustangs. You swing the ball around, and the zone has to move quickly with the ball, and if they can't move rotation-wise quick enough over to the corner, and that's why White-Luciano's wide open, and he missed one earlier, but a shooter like Chris White-Luciano isn't going to miss another one as Deacon Judd makes the first free throw. Now he's up to 10 points for the first player in either team to reach the double-figure mark, and you wouldn't expect anyone else than Deacon Judd to hit that.
Yeah, Deacon Judd, a regular when it comes to putting up double-digit point margins. Rebounded by Stephen Bradley again on the offensive board, but it's going to be a jump ball. But Parker, wow, has he been playing well. So many offensive boards for Stephen Bradley just in this first half alone. That's 3 now for Stephen Bradley in the offensive rebound department as he goes up with it here, comes down with it, and a beautiful play. But now it's Foster out with it. Back and down works. Trying to find something, finds McGee up top. Now to Bradley for 3. No good. Almost rebounded by Luciano, but it goes off of Works, and it'll stay Lakers ball. So some sloppy rebounding by the Stangs. And for the Lakers, they are going to take all of the second and even third opportunities that they can.
And like you were saying, Bradley not really doing a lot in the scoring department, but doing the little things. Has 3 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 block. Hasn't had a good shooting performance, but he's doing the little things for the Lakers, and that's why they have the lead right now.
McGee driving in. Kicks it out to Foster. McGee now for 3. No good. Rebounded by Wingate, and it's going to go the other way off of the whistle. That's Jacob Works, who is on the ground there. It's going to be a call on Chris White-Luciano, picking up his first foul of the game here to take another look.
Yeah, looking at the replay, I think he got him on the arm just a little bit. And Coach Leone yelling at White-Luciano about the previous play, and he does that so often, and I wouldn't expect him to tone it down for the SUNYAC tournament.
Good defense by Foster, but Granger goes up with it, and a good foul there. Drawn by Avion Granger. As Foster going to get bumped a little too hard there. Got a little too physical, and Granger, a very good job getting the call from the official. And that'll be him shooting 2 at a time when his team desperately needs some points as this half closes.
Yes, we go on a 6-0 run. Morrisville has not scored in the last 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Granger making that free throw to finally end that scoring drought. For his first points of the game, I believe, for Granger with those 2 free throws. 6 points, but Granger has been quiet. 10 points on the season he averages.
Stolen away from Chris White-Luciano. He lost it there after a little bump from the Stangs, and now it's going to be Wingate going up with it, and it's going to be an on-the-floor foul called. It's going to be White-Luciano again there after a quick series of events. As you see here, Bruce Wingate tries to find the open lane, goes up with it, but he gets bumped before the shot can take place. So it's going to be under the basket. It's going to be Moorhead now. Get it into Granger. Gets it stripped away. That's Foster. Triple team. Loses it. And it's Wingate. He comes out with a wide open three up top. No good. Rebounded by Foster. Good double team by the Stangs again. But a foul called on the Morrisville Mustangs. But, man, some good trap defense here from the Morrisville Mustangs. However, they do get the call there on, I believe it was Wingate.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact. I was waiting for a whistle to be called on the Mustangs. There was twice now Foster got triple teamed, and there was a lot of contact. No foul on the first triple team. Then he got double teamed in the corner again. He was holding his nose for about a good majority of that possession. But now Foster at the free throw line and misses it.
Rebounded by Haskins now. And it's a 7-point lead for the Lakers. Caleb Haskins, guarded closely by McLean, was trying to get some words from Wycliffe now. Gets it to Wingate. Wingate driving it in himself. Pump fake on Judd. No good. A nice try there from Bruce Wingate. He had Deacon Judd jumping for joy there. But, oh, man, he just couldn't finish there. A really good try, but a good defensive try there by Gary McLean. Forces the urgency and a miss there. But now it's Moorhead kicking it to Haskins. Haskins driving in. Gets stopped by Foster. Up top to Granger. Granger now spins. Up to Haskins for three. Oh, no good, in and out. Thought it was a make there from Haskins, but it's a rebound instead for Deacon Judd. Judd kicking it to Bradley. The vet into Foster now. Foster in himself, mid-range, no good. Fight for the ball between Haskins and Bradley, and it's going to be the way of the Lakers, and some chippiness going on now between Stephen Bradley and Caitlin Haskins.
Ooh, I mean,
referees having to come and separate that one.
Yeah, it's SUNYAC playoff atmosphere here in the Zeal. Moorhead and Bradley getting into it. We had some talk between these two players in the last game here at the Zeal. Yeah, Haskins also talking. And then you see Moorhead gets right in the face of Stephen Bradley, and then McGee comes running in over to help out his teammate. So both teams get separated to their benches.
Yeah, you love to see it. I mean, it's some physical play from both of these teams, and it's a fun atmosphere for the SUNYAC playoffs right here in the Max Zeal Gymnasium. But right now, we are going to send it down to Owen Gangloff, who's got some more words of wisdom down on the sideline. Owen, send it away.
Thank you, guys. I'm right behind the Morrisville bench right now listening to head coach Brian Wycliffe. He says he loves the intensity he's seeing from his team there after a little scrummage right there. However, being down a few points right now, that is not what they need to do right now. Right now, they just need to focus on making their shots and getting stops on defense right now. Thank you, guys. I'm Owen Gangloff from the sidelines, and back to you.
Thank you very much, Owen. You got to agree with what Coach has to say. Do not focus on that little skirmish. Get back to making baskets. Some very, very good advice from Brian Wycliffe.
Yeah, when I talked to Brian Wycliffe earlier in the week, yesterday actually, he said that every possession is a new one. Cannot focus on what happened last possession. Have to take every possession with a new approach, a new mindset. You can't dwell on things that happened earlier in the game. And we see again the skirmish here. It's gone. It's done. It's happened. And you have to focus on the next play and the next possession. And that's what he preaches to his guys this entire season.
Players still amped up. As you can see, the official telling these players to calm down, both on Morrisville and Oswego alike. But we're going to see Morrisville now did have the possession arrow, so they are going to have the ball after that jump ball between Haskins and Bradley, which did eventually start that scruff between the two teams. But now Morrisville with 1:40 to go, they're going to try and keep some of that clock going. Now it's going to be Granger up top for the Stangs. Down 7, drives it in himself, taking on Judd. Easy basket. Wow, for Avion Granger. Very nice work there. And now it's going to be the Lakers going the other way. McGee taking his time, guarded by Haskins. Driving in now. Fast footwork, guarded at a double. Easy to Deacon Judd in the paint. No one was guarding Deacon Judd. Are you crazy? But it's a easy bucket there for Deacon Judd, and now it's going to be Haskins going the other way with it. 1 minute to go here on the half. Granger, fancy footwork, loses it though, kicks it out to Works. Works now to Granger. Granger guarded by McLean. Trying to find an option, gets it to Works. Works now to Moorhead. Moorhead outside, doubled, out down to Works. Works makes Deacon Judd jump. No good on the 3 ball from Jacob Works. And a foul called on Avion Granger. You can see he's upset with himself there. Just a chippy little foul there from Granger, unfortunately for the Stangs.
Yeah, just a great defensive possession by the Lakers. 30 seconds of straight hard-nosed defense, closing out on the shooter, and then collecting the defensive rebound, closing defensive possessions. McGee gets fouled. And in games like this, free throws are going to matter a whole lot in close games. Lakers only up by 7. They've been to the line 10 times. They've made 6 of 10 from the line. McGee makes it 7 of 10 now. So in close games like this, free throws are going to matter a whole lot. When a lot of field goals or threes aren't going in, you got to make your free throws. They're free for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely, Parker. You seem to think it might be the easiest job in the world, but unfortunately it is not. Free throws are just as hard as any other shot there out on the court. You just don't have any defense on you. But McGee now here, he hits that one. So now a 9-point lead for the Oswego Lakers. 40 seconds to go. Stangs once again keeping that clock a little longer. Now it's going to be Haskins to Cooper. Now to Moorhead. Moorhead into Wingate. Almost gets it tipped away. McGee steals it. McGee, he's going to take on Moorhead, kicks it to McLean. No good. McLean loses it. And it's going to go out of bounds. Deacon Judd almost had it, but McLean just did not have enough time to get this one. McGee driving here. He had the open lane. You thought he was going to take on Moorhead, but at the last second he gives it to McLean, and McLean wasn't ready for it. An errant call by both of these players here, unfortunately for the Lakers. And now the Stanks with a chance of a last shot of the game now. 15 seconds to go. Haskins now guarded by McGee. He's going to drive in, take a quick shot there, no good. And it goes out of bounds. McLean tried to grab it, but unfortunately for the Lakers, the Stangs are going to get another try now with no shot clock.
Yeah, Judd and McLean both grabbing the rebound there, and Morrisville has another chance here to score.
Tipped away on the inbound now. That was Foster. Really good defensive mindset, but it's going to stay in the ball in the hands of the Stangs now. Less than 6 seconds remaining. It's going to be McCullum on the inbound, trying to find someone. Bad angle. Gets it to Cooper. Cooper now into Works. Tom turn around. Wingate for 3. No good as time runs down. So a 9-point lead for the Oswego Lakers now as this first half comes to a close. And Parker, at the beginning of this game, we thought this was going to be a high-scoring affair. We thought we weren't going to see too much defense, and we have seen essentially the exact opposite, a low-scoring game. Morrisville just 20 points in that first half, and then Oswego with 29. But we are going to send it now right through Owen Gangloff, who is live with Brian Wycliffe on the sideline. Owen, take it away.
Thank you, guys. I'm here alongside Morrisville head coach Brian Wycliffe. Coach, what message are you going to send your team heading into halftime?
There's a lid on the rim for our end. We had some good looks, just didn't go in. We can't be fouling, giving up free points on front of too many fouls. And then when our shots are open, be confident, knock them down, and we'll be right where we need to be at the end of the game.
And last thing, what offensive adjustments do you think you guys can make to win this game?
Space out, be more aggressive on our drives. They're kind of pushing us on our drives. We're not quite as aggressive. Play under control, jump stop, make great passes, and then, like I said, knock down the open shots. The lid's going to come off the ball in the second half. We'll hit some shots. That's the difference for us.
Thank you, Coach, and best of luck to you. Thank you, guys. My name is Owen Gangloff from the sidelines. Back to you.
Owen, thank you so much. Absolutely great stuff. And Brian Wycliffe, absolutely right. Got to tell your guys the right stuff going into the locker room. And now Parker, as we go into the second half, or go into the locker room before the second half, we do have some things to talk about, namely the shooting performance from both of these teams from beyond the arc. Just 2 for 25 from both of these teams. You see your face there, just a rough performance from beyond the arc, and that's why it's just a 29-20 game.
Yeah, this is the second lowest scoring half for the Lakers this entire season. They had 22 against Cortland and even eclipsed 30 here in this one against Morrisville, but Morrisville doesn't have many points either. They have 20. They can't make anything, and like Coach Brian Wickliffe said in that interview with our guy Owen Gangloff, there's a lid on the basket. They cannot make their shots, and if one of these teams start to make their shots, Lucas, I think that is going to separate who wins this game. If it's the Lakers, if it's the Mustangs, if one of these teams finally can get that lid off the basket, I believe they can just take away this game and come out with a win.
Yeah, I mean, it's not March yet, but it is playoff college basketball action. And who knows, anything can happen in this one. We still have 20 minutes left to play some hoops. And I mean, Parker, if we know anything about basketball, that means anything can happen in this second half. But folks, that is going to do it from us for now. We got about 12 minutes before this second half gets underway between the SUNY Oswego Lakers and the SUNY Morrisville Mustangs. Lakers up 29-20 at half. Stick around here live on WTOP 10. And welcome on back into the Max Zeal Gymnasium here for half number 2 of action in the SUNYAC playoffs. This is the first round between the SUNY Oswego Lakers and the SUNY Morrisville Mustangs. My name's Lucas McGarry alongside Parker Vorse here, and the Lakers are up 29-20 here as we get underway. Fowler up top, into Judd. Judd, highest score in that first half. Now in the second half, definitely wants to get something going and fast. Now long pass. Now into Foster. Foster kicks it out to McLean. McLean for 3. No good. 3-point struggles continue. But a rebound for the Lakers. McLean goes up with it again. No good, but he goes up with it a third time. No good. And the other way, Mustangs going up with it fast. It's going to be McCullum to Haskins now. Haskins up top, guarded by Bradley. Driving and gets doubled. Shakes it off, but he gets it into Granger. Easy bucket for Avion Granger.
So the Mustangs get the scoring started, but the Lakers still feels like there might be a roof on the basket. Cannot get a bucket to fall.
Parker, you jinxed it for a second time tonight. Deacon Judd breaks your words right in half as the Lakers get their scoring underway in the second half. 31-22, and now the other way, it's McCullum off the backboard, no good. Rebound by Foster. Foster driving in. Kicks it out to Fowler. Fowler up top, fake the 3. Almost beat Granger. Now into Foster. Foster up top to Bradley. McLean for 3. No good. More 3-point struggles. Fowler now into Judd. Judd double teamed. Kick it out to Fowler. Out to Bradley for 3. Oh yeah, Stephen Bradley breaks the 3-point strike for the Lakers.
Finally, the Lakers get another 3, their second of the game, and no other from Stephen Bradley. Was 0 of 3 before that 3. Lakers now up by 12.
Works now the other way to Borges. Borges to McCullum. McCullum working on McLean, gets it poked away, but a foul called there. Gonna be on Gary, or no, excuse me, that one's on Stephen Bradley. Bradley got a little too handsy there, as we see here. Judd going up with it to start the scoring for the Lakers. Great job there. Beautiful basket by Deacon Judd. And then there's Stephen Bradley for 3, bang. But now back to play. It's gonna be the Mustangs now. McCullum to Works. McCullum in the corner. Double team. Doesn't know what to do with it. Gets it stripped away, but gonna stay the way of the Mustangs. He hits it off of the Lakers.
It's good defense to start the second half from the Lakers. They're starting in a zone, double team in the corner with Fowler and Foster. And the Lakers are playing pressuring defense to start the second half.
Long pass to Granger for a 3. No good, in and out for Granger. McLean with the rebound, gets it to Bradley. Bradley into Foster. Foster taking on Borges, doesn't get it, but he gets it back. Foul called there on Tony Borges.
Ryan Whitcliffe, the head coach of Morrisville, said before going into the half that the roof or the lid would come off the rim. So far, it hasn't. Morrisville has only made 1 basket to start the second half. Foster getting into the lane, getting his own rebound, getting fouled, going to the line to shoot a pair, and Foster now up to 5 points on the day. In his last game at 24 points, and last time he played Morrisville, Foster had a career high 24 points, so I expect Foster to finish more drives in the second half. He's so good at getting to the rim and finishing against anyone in the SUNYAC.
Foster has really stepped it up at the end of the season, but doesn't get that second free throw. Now it's a 13-point lead for the Lakers. That's going to be Works inside, poked away by McLean. Going to stay the way of the Stangs now, but just 22 points for the Mustangs. They've only scored 2 in this half. Meanwhile, the Lakers have been rolling so far. That's why they have this 13-point lead on the inbound. It's McCullum. Long pass to Moorhead for 3. No good. Ring around the rosy. Out of bounds call, and it's going to go the way of the Lakers. Last touched by Avion Granger.
Again, the story of the game, Morrisville just not making anything behind the three-point line, even mid-range shots as well. They just cannot buy one from anywhere, and maybe some of that is reason they're ninth in the SUNYAC in three-point percentage. They can't make a three.
Foul called on C.J. McCollum. Brian Wycliffe is not happy with that one. Some good defense played there. As we see here, almost gets it poked away, but that's where the contact was. And a foul called there. It'll be fouling out of Bradley. Bradley feigns the three, then kicks it out to Judd. Judd driving in, looking at the mid-range line, not a fouler. Screen from Judd, loses it, and it's the Stangs ball now. Jacob Works taking on Garrett McLean, drives in, tough basket for Jacob Works after the steal. And the Stangs desperately needed that. Now Arthur Foster loses the ball, can't believe it. Tried to get something going there, was going to take to the sky for that layup, but unfortunately lost the ball before he could attempt it.
Yeah, just a bad turnover from Arthur Foster. He's had a couple of turnovers like that this season in transition, just loses the ball, but a great drive from Jacob Works through the contact, the frame, 2'10", 6'3". You can see it there, the muscle from Jacob Works in transition.
Now C.J. McCollum the other way. Mustangs definitely have to take advantage of the mistakes. Shakai Shuri moves, working on Deacon Judd, kicks it out to Wingate. Wingate drives it in, guarded by McLean, kicks it to Shuri Muse. Easy bucket for Sakai Shuri Muse, getting on the board for the first time tonight. Now it's McGee up top for the Lakers. To Fowler. Back to McGee. Guarded tightly by McCollum. Beats him on the inside, takes on Shuri Muse, and one for Jason McGee.
So good at finishing through contact is the transfer from Herkimer Community College, and Brian Wycliffe wants a timeout to talk it over, getting an explanation from the ref. He is not happy, the ref saying that the foul was on the arm of Jason McGee, but McGee off the bench today, 8 points, has a chance to make it 9. And he is not happy over there with his squad. They have not had a good first 5 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better, Parker. They have not had the best start so far, just 4 points in this second half. 6 points in the second half, but nonetheless still struggling in the scoring department. And meanwhile, for the Lakers, playing very, very well so far. They really just seem to be outplaying the Stangs overall. However, if you are Brian Wycliffe, you got to think there have been some questionable calls from the referees, and he has to work with that going into the second half.
Yeah, definitely, Lucas. The calls have not gone in the favor of the Mustangs. 12 personal fouls compared to the Lakers' 7. Morrisville, they can't buy a basket. They're shooting 1 of 16 from 3. That's 6.3%. I mean, you cannot talk about a more poor shooting performance from the Mustangs today. You would like to think if they made a couple of these threes, they're within 3 or 1 point of the Oswego State Lakers.
Yeah, Parker, the threes have been an absolute struggle today for both these teams, but worse for the Stangs, 1 for 16. Just a very, very rough day from beyond the arc. And now a 12-point lead for the Lakers. McCollum driving in, tries to beat McGee, gets it into Works, and easy bucket there. Jacob Works uncontested there, directly under the basket. And you can see Brian Wycliffe, he is feeling himself there, really amped up for this game. Bradley now up top, into Judd. Judd working on Shuri Muse, and a foul called there. Brian Wycliffe again, furious with the call, and it's going to be on Sakai Shuri Muse once again.
You see the drive here from McCollum, dish down to Works. Has just great vision to be aware of Works cutting on the baseline. Then Judd putting his head down, going straight to the basket through the contact. Not able to make it, but he's so good at drawing fouls and going to the free throw line. Got to make them.
Yeah, that one right there was very, very close. Sakai Shuri Muse playing some good defense, but the ref saw a little bit too much contact. That's why Deacon Judd makes his first free throw. 15 points for the big man. Make it 16 now for Deacon Judd, just 2 under his season average, having another stellar year is Deacon Judd. But now it's the Stangs the other way. C.J. McCullum. Now to Sherry Muse, guarded by Judd. Gets double teamed. Gets it to McCollum. McCollum to Sherry Muse. Goes up with it. Foul called there. And it looks like it's going to be on Deacon Judd.
Yeah,
That's going to be second foul for Deacon Judd.
That one is pretty obvious. Judd waiting, goes up and gets him on the arm. That's going to be an easy call for the refs. So Judd now up to 2 fouls in the day, and he had that first early foul, but didn't get any more. But now here in the second half, cannot pick up that third and fourth foul because the Lakers are going to need Deacon Judd down the stretch here in this game. He gives them a real size advantage that Morrisville has a problem guarding because they don't have anyone out there that is even 6'4" or above that can guard Judd. Right now the tallest guy out there is Sherry Muse, who's 6'4".
Another miss from Sherry Muse. He went 0 for 2 now. So still a 12-point lead for the Lakers. McGee double teamed. Kicks it out to Bradley in the corner. No good. Rebounded by Fowler. Fowler to Judd. Judd to McGee. McGee driving in. Kicks it to Foster. Foster Bradley. A second try. Oh, yeah. Stephen Bradley. Don't give him the second chance try because he's gonna hit.
Yeah, there was some little bit of confrontation at the end of that play between Morrisville and the Lakers. Freddie Fowler talking with Sherry Muse there, but this shot, great ball movement by the Lakers. Break the zone to Foster. Bradley in the corner. He loves that 3 in the corner, and he nails it. Lakers have now ballooned up their lead, 43-28. But here at the end of this play, Bradley runs over to where Freddie Fowler and Sherry Muse was, and I mean, that's just SUNYAC play of basketball, Lucas. These teams want to win. They're very competitive, and we see that so often in these kind of games.
Yeah, absolutely. Some feisty, chippy basketball being played here as you see referee explaining to Coach Leone what is going on. You see there he says the basket is good from Stephen Bradley. But right now, folks, we are going to send it down to Owen Gangloff, who is down on the sidelines. Owen, what do you got for us?
Thank you, guys. Guys, things are starting to get very intense down here. Coach Leone is not happy with the call on the floor. Even when there's scrums going on, you don't want to give the team easy buckets as you're starting to get away from all of that right now. Oswego is starting to build a lead. You don't want to give up easy points off technical free throws or anything like that. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Owen. Great as always. But now, Parker, a 15-point lead for the Lakers. And you take a look at the replay here. I mean, Parker, what do you think of that?
I mean, Bradley's been doing it all season from behind the three-point line. He's just a sharpshooter on the season. He's shooting it at a 37% clip. He's had a little bit of a low recently, but he has come to play today in the SUNYAC tournament. 10 points so far from the kid from Staten Island. And Morrisville, their struggles from the first half have continued. 12 of 39 from the field. Still can't buy one from 3. And you think that just like at some point for Morrisville, some of these baskets are going to start falling. But if you're the Lakers, you cannot get stagnant. You have to keep your foot on the gas. This is exactly where they were at the point last time, Lucas, against Morrisville. They were up by 15, then Morrisville came back into the game. You cannot let that happen again if you're the Oswego State Lakers.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. And for both of these squads, you have so many seniors that, Parker, this could be potentially their last ever game in their respective uniforms. Like for the Mustangs, you have C.J. McCullum, Jalen Moorhead, both on the floor for prominent amounts of time and could potentially be playing their last game of the season. And then for the Lakers, so many big-time players could be potentially leaving for both of these teams. But for the Mustangs, you got to think what goes on after the fact. If you move on to the next round, But right now, you do have to focus on this Lakers squad.
Yeah, you definitely do. You have to take it one possession at a time. If you're the Mustangs, you haven't had success so far, but you just have to recollect yourselves with this timeout here, this long stoppage. If you're the Mustangs, really focus on what is not working and try and work on it. And like you said, the seniors, CJ McCollum, Jalen Moorhead, have been such big focal points for the Morrisville Mustangs this season. Moorhead has been phenomenal this season, 12.7 points per game, 17 games with 10-plus points, 4 games with 20-plus points. And like you said, the Lakers, the nice thing about the Lakers, if they do lose this game, Lucas, everybody's coming back except Tucker Rosebrook for the Oswego State Lakers.
That's a very, very nice thing for that Lakers squad. And now as we see here,
wow,
technical being called on the Lakers.
It's on Judd.
On Deacon Judd. So that'll be his third foul of the game. Moorhead now, the senior for the Stangs, shooting 2 with no one around him.
And something I mentioned earlier, Lucas, Judd cannot pick up his third and fourth foul with about a little bit under 15 minutes to go. Judd now has his third foul. If he picks up his fourth foul, he's going to be sitting for a majority of the second half. And freshman Patrick Emling from Penfield, New York, will probably be taking over those minutes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But now the Lakers, now with a 13-point lead, cannot hang on to the ball as you see Jason Leone there. Coach, you gotta be careful. I mean, if you're a referee that doesn't like stuff like that, you could easily text something like that up. Very interesting call there.
Good thing he didn't pull a James Harden and hit himself in the face.
That would have been crazy, but Moorhead going up with an and one. Jalen Moorhead off of the errant play from the Lakers now. And a big-time play from Jalen Moorhead. And now a chance for just a 10-point deficit.
The finish through contact, Jalen Moorhead coming to life. Finally, he's been so quiet in this game on the day for Moorhead. Only has 4 points. He's 1 for 6 from the field. And his last game, Lucas, he had 1 point against Cortland. He was 0 of 9 from the field. And in this game, the struggles have continued.
The struggles have indeed continued, but now just a 10-point game. Jason McGee kicking it to Bradley. Now to McGee. McGee drives into the paint. No good. Gets his own board. Goes back up with it. Oh, yeah. Jason McGee just too tough. Moorhead, quick pace now the other way. Wow, what a play by Jason McGee. Jalen Moorhead almost loses it. Crossover on, and gets it. It works. Now to Shuri Muse. Too short there. And it goes in between the legs of Works, so the Lakers get the ball back. Coach Wycliffe not happy. McGee driving it in himself through the lane. No good. Rebounded by White Luciano. Takes it out beyond the arc and resets. McGee taking a second, taking a breather. Looks for the screen from Judd. Working on Works. Kicks it to White Luciano for the 3. Oh, yeah! Chris White Luciano. Big time 3 and the 15-point lead. Wiggins now guarded by White Luciano. To Wingate. Wingate for 3. Right back. No good. And a rebound by White Luciano. 15-point lead with less than 13 minutes remaining. To Bradley now. Bradley up top, slowing it down. Lakers so much ahead right now. 15-point lead. Can spare to save some time. Judd up top, driving it himself, taking it. And that was definitely too many steps. No, we're going to get a jump ball. Hold here, folks, as we see a couple of these baskets here.
Yeah, McGee
Jason
fighting.
McGee going up with it. In a moment, we're going to hopefully see that other replay, but...
Oh, yeah, there it is. CWL from downtown, the transfer. Been shooting it so well for the Lakers these past couple of games. Lakers are now up 48-33. They've really ballooned this lead up.
Borges for three. No good. Tony Borges with another missed three. Now it's McGee the other way. Kicks it out to White Luciano. This time he's guarded. Can't take the three, but he takes the mid-range instead. No good. Rebounded by Judd. Into White Luciano. To Judd. Judd drives it on Borges. Gets blocked. Goes up it anyways. Foul called on Tony Borges.
Great fight from Deacon Judd. He's so good at getting those offensive rebounds and fighting through the contact. Excuse me, it was a pass from White Luciano, but he's got two defenders on him, but it doesn't matter. Takes the contact, draws it. Now he's going to line to shoot more free throws. Judd on the day, these are his 9th and 10th free throw attempts, but misses that one. But on the day so far, before that one, he was 6 for 8, now 6 for 9.
Judd at the line, not the most perfect shooter when it comes to free throws, but he is efficient, doesn't get it there. But now, going the other way, Moorhead driving in. Loses it, but it'll stay Mustang ball. Arthur Foster surprised by the call there, and a timeout called by Jason Leone.
Yes, we go on a 5-0 run in the last 2:20. Morrisville hasn't scored in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and this second half almost has, if not, been worse than the first half, as we see the three from White Luciano swish through the net. I mean, he has been on fire from behind the arc, but Morrisville 1 for 18 from three, 5% as a team from three, 30% from the field, and free throw wise, shooting not any better, 66%. And when we went into the break, head coach Brian Wycliffe said that the lid would come off the basket. I don't think it has, Lucas.
No, it really, really hasn't in this second half. Still a low-scoring game here. You thought maybe in the second half it would pick up a little bit, and I mean, maybe it has, but we really haven't been able to see anything too crazy. A couple of made threes for the Lakers in this second half. They're now 3 for 6, and much better than the 1 for 11 they went in that first half. But for the Lakers, a good showing so far in the second half in terms of shooting. But for the Stangs, just struggle after struggle after struggle when it comes to the scoring department.
Yeah, and maybe it's something that we should have expected. If you look at Morrisville's average against Oswego, Morrisville is only shooting 22.5% in their 2 games this season against the Lakers. And today, it's not any different, like we've talked about a couple of times, but we have a long stoppage here. The refs talking down on the sideline, looking at something. I saw a laptop down there. I think they're looking at something.
Hey, they might be looking at our stream, maybe looking at a replay.
Yeah, I see a laptop down there. I can see I think that's our stream, yeah.
Yeah. Still don't know what's going on. Oswego players out on the court. Wycliffe still deep in discussion with his players. You can just see he is filled with energy, and it's going to be Lakers ball. Whistle called, Laker ball. And now explaining to Wycliffe is the official. Still don't know exactly what happened there, Parker.
Yeah, I also confused. Wycliffe seems to be confused as well on the sideline with what was happening. But
clarification from the referees now. Looks like he seems to understand. But nonetheless, it's the Lakers ball. 15-point lead still with a little less than 12 minutes to go. Inbound for the Lakers. McGee. Double teamed at the top. Gonna get it to Bradley. Bradley into Foster. Had a wide open White Luciano, but didn't see him. Gets it to McGee instead. Another time. There we go again. Oh, yeah, Chris White Luciano. Didn't find him the first time. He made himself open a second time. White Luciano for 3. And now the other way. Moorhead. In the corner, guarded by Foster. Drives in. Takes it on Judd and Foster, and a foul called there on Deacon Judd. And that's going to be foul number 4. Excuse me, no, it's going to be on Foster. A very, very lucky play there, or call from the refs.
Luciano in the corner again. I mean, every time he goes up for the shot, it looks like it's going to be in on swish. And on the day now, Luciano, 9 points off the bench. All of his points have come from behind the three-point line, 3 of 4. Such a good shooter and such a big pivotal role that Coach Leone picked up him this season, transfer, and he's been such a good spark off the bench. Lucas, I was told that Coach Leone texted Chris White Luciano every day if he was going to make his decision to come to play for the Oswego State Lakers, and I'm sure he's glad that he made that decision.
Yeah, you got to think Leone is also very, very glad right now, but it's going to be McGee driving in there. No good, but a foul called. Looks like it's going to be on Tony Borges in the paint. He did not agree with that one.
Yeah, McGee driving on McCollum. And then, like you said, over on the contact from Borges. And McGee gets fouled. And the Lakers are really pulling away here in this one. Morrisville has only scored 14 points in the second half compared to Lakers who scored 22. So about an 8-point differential between the two teams, but Morrisville has struggled in this game in the entirety of it. McGee off the bench now, up to 12 points in his first SUNYAC playoff game.
McGee makes that first free throw and the second one. So now the lead ever increasing for the Lakers. It's going to be Caleb Haskins now trying to get something going for the Stangs. Now McCollum driving in, getting it into Granger. Granger goes up with it, and a foul called, and one on Chris White Luciano.
Luciano has to be careful now. That's going to be his third personal, so he's going to have to be careful. Leone isn't going to take him out, but has to be aware of that. It's a great drive, though, by Granger. He's so crafty and just quick off the dribble and so athletic finishing at the rim.
Yeah, Granger having himself a fantastic day. But now the other way, McGee gonna drive in on Borges, and a foul called on Tony Borges once again. Granger asking for the block, but he's not going to get it.
That's his 5th foul, Lucas, so he's done for the day. And a technical foul is called, I believe, yeah, they're going to give that to Bruce Wingate.
Bruce Wingate, a foul called on him as well as Borges?
Yeah, so Borges fouled out, and then complaining to the ref was Bruce Wingate for Morrisville, and he picked up a technical. So McGee looks like he'll be shooting technicals. They're talking about it at midcourt. So Morrisville maybe losing their cool, down 53 to 37. And when you're in a playoff game like this, you have to keep your cool.
And absolutely right. But right now we're going to send it down to our man on the side, Owen Gangloff.
Yeah, you guys see down here, frustrations are starting to build for this Morrisville team. But head coach Wycliffe is telling these guys, keep your composure. You are not completely out of it yet. You see, after that technical foul, it may seem like it. However, if you keep your composure, start grabbing those rebounds, start making your shots, you could climb back into this game, no problem. Just stay with it. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Owen. Very, very nice work. McGee, perfect from the line still. And again, the lead increasing. He's going to be shooting more at the line.
So Luciano shot the technical free throws, made both of them, and now McGee, who made the and one, still has to shoot his free throw. But again, we're going back to our benches. How many times has this happened?
Yeah, we are just going to keep sending the players back to the benches. Folks, if we get an answer for more of what's going on, but that seems to be the breakdown of what happened. We had the foul on McGee and then the technical, so we got a bunch of free throws owed to the Lakers. And now a 55 to 37 lead for the Lakers. And Parker, for Morrisville, if you're Wycliffe, just cannot catch a break when it comes to the foul department. What do you got to do to try and slow the Lakers down?
Yeah, 18 personal fouls for Morrisville today, 12 for Oswego. Borges has fouled out with 5. Shuri Muse is at 4. And Haskins has 3. So the Lakers are playing good defense, but on the Morrisville side, they're Morrisville is getting to the rim and finishing, but on the other end, but when the Lakers get into the paint, Morrisville, instead of putting their hands up and stopping the drives and the dribble penetration, they're fouling, and this is why they are down where they are in this game. And it also doesn't help that they're not shooting great either. In both of these halves, Morrisville has struggled, and I just feel like at some point there has to be a switch. And like Owen was talking about, Brian Whitcliffe was that they are not out of this game, even with the technical fouls, that they're still in this game and take it possession at a time.
Yeah, Parker, gonna be a rough night for the Mustangs in this last 10 minutes and 47 seconds if they want to battle back in this one. Looks like the referee's now explaining to both coaches what is going on here.
Yeah.
Still discussing.
I don't know, because the technical foul is already assessed, and now McGee was at the free throw line to shoot his and one that he converted. I believe he converted that and one about like 5 minutes ago now, it feels like. But yeah, now explaining to both coaches, and now both coaches probably explaining to their players what's happening. But yeah, just looking at the game trends from this one. Morrisville has shot poorly. We've talked about it all game. The Lakers have shooting much better in the second half. 7 of 16 from the field, while in the second half, 4 of 7 from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Parker. But right now we're going to send it again down to our man on the side. It's Owen Gangloff. Hopefully he's got a little insight on what's going on.
Yeah, guys, down here, the refs were discussing a flagrant one on Oswego, and it looks like we're getting technical free throws because there was a technical foul called on number 0 of Morrisville. So, like I said earlier, it's kind of been the story of the game. Things are getting very chippy down here. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you very much, Owen. So that clears it up a little bit there. And now McGee hitting his free throws, and now just like that, no time passed. And now Oswego has a 20-point lead over the Morrisville Mustangs.
So both teams are shooting technical fouls. This is really interesting. I don't know what was said or what happened down there, but yeah, so White Luciano shot 2 technical free throws for the Lakers. Ben McGee shot 2 technical free throws. And now Bruce Wingate is shooting 2 technical free throws. That is 6 technical free throws for both combined from both teams, and Wingate goes 1 for 2, so a very interesting sequence. And now after all of that, I think it will be Morrisville basketball.
Parker, I believe you're right. 1 free throw made, so now a 19-point lead for the Lakers. It's 57-38. But yeah, such a weird series of events, or not events, as we have nothing going on for the past 5 minutes or so here, but now we're back in play. It's going to be Granger. He's going to kick it to Shuri Muse. Long pass to McCullum for 3. No good. Rough miss there. Had Deacon Judd long, was Foster. Doesn't need to do that with such a high lead. Don't want to rush anything. Foster to McGee. McGee off the screen from Judd. Drives in, tries to get to Foster, kicks it out to Bradley for 3. Green! Stephen Bradley teeing up from beyond the arc. And the Mustangs just cannot stop what the Lakers are doing right now. Morrisville. Sherry Muse now up top, guarded by White Luciano. Now McCullum. Long 3 for Haskins. No good, in and out, rebounded by Granger. He goes back up with it. Nice bucket by AV on Granger. Deacon Judd couldn't come down with it, and he doesn't want to get into foul trouble, so he just lets it go. Smart move by Judd. 20-point lead. Now for McGee. Takes the screen from Judd. Drives in. Beats Haskins. Up top to Bradley. Now to White Luciano. Now to Judd. Judd, double team, in the paint, spins, up top, no good, gets his own board, up again, oh yeah! Deacon Judd, bread and butter from the big man, getting his own board, and the second chance points. And a 22-point lead now for the Lakers. Jacob works. Now to Granger. McCollum drives in, beats White Luciano now. Into Shuri Muse, goes up with it. No good, goes up with it again. Down the other end, a second chance effort from Sakai Shuri Muse and the bucket. And you see Judd doesn't want to foul there. Willing to break the points. Now McGee the other way, goes up with it. Easy points from Jason McGee. Finds the lane, and it's too easy.
This is what I thought would happen in the first half, Lucas. I thought both teams were going back and forth. Finally getting some back and forth action between these two teams, but Morrisville down by 22 with 8:24 to go.
Granger goes in, doesn't get anything. Judd gets dropped after the collision from Works, but no call there. Just an out-of-bounds call.
McGee driving, finding Foster, kick out for Stephen Bradley for three. Bradley now on the day, 13 points, 3 of 7 from 3, and Judd spin move in the lane, gets his own rebound fighting, does it all season long and no different in the SUNYAC tournament.
McGee, unfortunately, loses it, and as you see Leon there, a little bit more tame about that one as he has a 22-point lead there. Tell McGee it's okay, calm down, relax with the ball. Got time, you got the points, but you gotta play defense and not lose focus. Caleb Haskins in the corner for 3. Green for Caleb Haskins. That's exactly what you don't want to happen.
Finally, Morrisville makes it 3. That's their first made 3 of the second half. They're 2 of 21 now on the day, but they got to start stringing together offensive possessions if they want to make a miracle comeback.
McGee driving in. Almost gets it stripped. But it's going to be a foul call instead. Looks like it's going to be on Jalen Moorhead there. 10 fouls now in the half for the Stangs.
Haskins in the corner over Judd, breaking the zone that the Lakers have been running in this second half. They were playing man-to-man in the first half, and they came out in the second half. They've been playing a zone defense against Morrisville, and when I talked to head coach Brian Wycliffe earlier in the week, he said the zone caused problems for the Mustangs, and it certainly is here in this game. And we have another stoppage of play, Lucas. The refs meeting in the middle by the free throw line, and again, I don't know what the reasoning is, and it's just really interesting. I've never seen this many stoppages of play in this game. I can't believe it.
Yeah, Parker, I don't know what is going on here. I do believe that this one was a timeout from Brian Wycliffe.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I don't think the referees were discussing anything there. I do believe I saw Wycliffe go for the timeout after that. But, I mean, anything could happen as we see McGee at the line. But that was after that 10th team foul from the Stangs.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was a timeout by head coach Brian Wycliffe, who is in his second season coaching for the Mustangs, had a 13-13 overall record last year for Morrisville, and this is their second year in the SUNYAC conference, and they've made the SUNYAC tournament 2 out of 2 years. But like we talked about before the game a little bit, Lucas, the last time Morrisville beat the Lakers in Oswego was in 1924. It was 102 years ago, and the president of the United States at that point was Calvin Coolidge.
Yeah, it's such an absurd stat when you think about it, because when you look at the list of games, they have a couple of games in 23, and then they disappear. 43, and then they disappear again until 2006. So who knows where the Morrisville Mustangs basketball team has been all these years, but they're back now and trying to fight back against the Lakers in the first round of the playoffs. It's going to be Caleb Haskins now, down 21. Now for the Stangs, it's going to be Granger. Now to Wingate up top after some good ball movement. Wingate had Granger, but Granger was cutting in. Some ill communication from the Mustangs leads to the Laker ball.
Yeah, miscommunication with Wingate and Granger. I think that's just Wingate. And no, it's this late in the season, but he's still a freshman and will make errors like that, and a costly turnover for the Mustangs, who now on the day have 12 turnovers.
Chris White Luciano driving in, no, takes a spill, tries to pass it to Fowler, ends up passing it to Coach Leone instead. Leone just telling him again, relax. Don't need to rush, especially when you're up this much. Don't want to injure yourself potentially. As you see him take a spill there, anything can happen. But now the Stangs the other way, it's Moorhead to Works. Moorhead driving in. Moorhead up top, fakes the three, now to Haskins. Driving in is Works. Foul called there on Deacon Judd. And Jacob Works limping a little bit there. Judd, that's his fourth foul now, Parker. But as you see there, Jacob Works limping a little bit after that one. He's going to be at the line. Not feeling the greatest.
Yeah, you can see him immediately grab his ankle as he's hopping on one leg. But he told Coach Brian Wycliffe, he waved him off, said, I'm good to keep playing, Coach. In a game like this, I am not going to be subbed out. And he makes the first free throw, kind of stretching out his leg a little bit. Moorhead talking to the ref here as we see. But Jacob Works today has only scored 7 points and on the season averaging 10 points per game. And he's been super good for the Morrisville Mustangs in these past couple of games, but today, not usually what we're accustomed to from Jacob Works.
Bradley now going to work for the Lakers with Fowler. McLean in the corner. The Lakers rolling out their top guys. McLean mid-range, no good off the rim. White Luciano tried to grab it, but it's Haskins who comes down with it. Moorhead to Granger for three. No good. The struggles continue from beyond the arc for the Stangs. And it's the other way going now. White Luciano for three. Oh, yeah. He can't miss from outside the arc. Chris White Luciano, just beauty in this one.
Bullseye from Chris White Luciano.
Beautiful basket there by Avion Granger. But yeah, Parker, you said it best. Bullseye from Chris White Luciano. Now the other way, Bradley for three. No good. He goes in and out, but it's Fowler with the offensive board. Gets blocked, and it'll be Works the other way. Moorhead now driving in. Tries to beat Fowler. Going to go up with it. No good, but a foul called. But Parker, again, Chris White Luciano with some nice action there. Big time three.
Luciano does it again. He's a sniper from behind the three-point line. He can't miss. 4 of 5 from the three-point line is Luciano today. Again, all of his points, 14 of them, have come from behind the three-point line. And he has been on fire. 2 free throws have come as well. So 12 of his points have come from the three-point line. 2 of them have come from the free throw line. And like I talked about before the game, Chris White Luciano is shooting 46% from 3 in his last 10 games. I mean, we're seeing it right here, Lucas.
Yeah, Parker, he's essentially shooting the lights out for this Lakers team. He's 4 for 5 from 3. And guess what? The Lakers are 7 for 21. He's got 4 of the 7. And you know who's got the other 3? Stephen Bradley. Another big-time 3 scorer. But now the Lakers up 18. Jason McGee now to White Luciano. Want it again. You know he's looking, trying to stay hot from beyond the arc. Kicks into Foster. Foster mid-range. Oh, yeah. Arthur Foster. Easy bucket with the laid-back defense from Jacob Works. And Foster's going to take that all day long.
Yeah, they left him wide open. Foster's been quiet today. 2 of 10, but gets his 7th point of the day. And Lakers now pulling away up by 20.
Works now under the basket. Easy layup for the Mustangs. Leone, unhappy with that one. You don't want to give away free points, even if you are up big, especially when the Stangs are still fighting. Jacob Werbs, as you see there, tipping it out of bounds.
The Lakers could be up by 30 points. It doesn't matter. Coach Leone will always give it to his guys, but Foster, again, wide open for the mid-range shot. And on the other end, a great dish down low to Works for the Mustangs.
Now some good ball movement from the Lakers. Almost gets stolen away by Vince McGee. Drives in, takes it himself. No good. Back up with it. No good again, but the foul called on Jason McGee. And again, he has been all over the place tonight, getting offensive boards and going back up with it.
What a fight from McGee. He's in the air getting his own rebound at the same time putting the shot back up. Just athletic play from McGee, just not giving up on the play even though he missed the layup. Some guys will just give up right after the miss, but McGee is not one of those guys. He's now up to 20 points on the day, a game high for both sides and game high for the Lakers. McGee doing it again, his 9th time this season. Lucas, he's gone over the 20-point mark.
Jason McGee having a phenomenal day. 13 for 13 from the free throw line.
Wow.
Parker, absolutely good day, but Jalen Moorhead for 3 and 1. Jalen Moorhead, what a huge 3. And another show of fight from the SUNY Morrisville Mustangs.
Now in the corner, Moorhead collects his feet, being closed out by McLean and Foster. McLean got him on the arm as he was falling down. McLean looks to be a little roughed up after that one, but seems to be okay. But Moorhead now at the line. The Morrisville's only 3rd made 3 of the entire game. But Lucas, it might be a little bit too late with 4:10 to go.
16-point deficit now for the Lakers, but just 4 minutes remaining. Foster almost loses it, kicks it away. Luckily, Bradley was there to scoop it up. Gets it to McGee. McGee's going to drive in. Kicks it to McLean for 3 in the corner. No good. And Moorhead's going to take it the other way. Drive it in. It goes up with it. And another foul called. Everyone on the Lakers confused. This one's going to be on Jason McGee.
Wow, how does Moorhead get that off? He was fading backwards and threw it up one hand behind his back. I mean, it's a lot of concentration to be falling down to the ground and have the awareness to try and put up a shot so that you can go to the line to get the free throws. But like I was saying, Lucas, with 3:48 to go and the Lakers leading 73-57, the Morrisville Mustangs, it's going to be short to impossible if they want to come away with the win. They're going to have to just string together offensive possessions. They really just have been shut down in the second half, and it's going to be tough. I mean, they have to cause some turnovers and maybe have a couple things that go their way, but other than that, then I see the Lakers moving on to the next round, which will be in Cortland.
Yeah, that next round is in Cortland. And the Lakers up 16 now. But hey, Parker, anything is possible. And 3:48, still a lot of time. Morrisville turns around their 3 struggles, just a couple of those. And they'll be right back in it. And folks, quick SUNYAC update from around the end. It's the end of the SUNYAC in the Plattsburgh and New Paltz game. Going into OT, 78-78. Plattsburgh at New Paltz. But back here in the Max Zeal Gymnasium, Moorhead does not get that one. But another chance for him to bring the Lakers a little bit closer.
Yeah, Moorhead at the line. I think he's going to be only shooting 2 free throws. But like you said, that game going into overtime between New Paltz and Plattsburgh, whoever wins that game will be playing against Cortland, the #1 seed, and that's going to be a tough task for anybody.
Yeah, the Lakers could not battle him, but now they are here. That's Judd in the paint, getting to Foster. Foul, no good, Foster. Oh, so close. And down on the other side near the Laker bench, it's Jalen Moorhead.
Yeah, he looks in a lot of pain.
He looks in a lot of pain. Our trainer's immediately going to take a look at him.
Hate to see that. The senior from Rochester, New York, playing in potentially his last game as a Mustang, was grabbing the ankle immediately. I wasn't able to see exactly how the injury happened. And now being helped up, and it's going to slowly walk off the court. It's a good sight to see him walking off.
That's what you like to see.
Yeah.
Thankfully, We're going to see him trot off of the court.
Walking.
Really, really strong stuff.
Yeah.
From Jalen Moorhead.
Ooh, yeah, he's
And
walking.
He's gonna wobble right down as
Yeah.
he gets to the bench. He's taking off his shoe. Doesn't know what's going on. And it looks like he wants to just get back into that game. But now a 15-point lead for the Lakers. 3:34 remaining. And it'll be Foster at the line.
Yeah, Foster in this game has been quiet for the Lakers and only has 8 points in the day, but now make it 9 for Foster, who had 24 points the last time he played Morrisville, 21 in his last game. But for the Lakers, it really can be anybody who can get it done. McGee can get it done. Judd, White Luciano today has 14. Bradley has 13. The Lakers have so many guys that can get it done, which makes them dangerous.
Now the other way, Cooper, mid-range, no good. And unfortunately for the Stangs, they don't get that one, but a steal by Wingate. And he's going to go up with it for the easy basket. Chris White-Luciano losing that one. Still just a 15-point deficit now. But an interesting game now with how both these teams are still playing.
Yeah, Bruce Wingate pulling a little. Jose Alvarado was trailing McGee that entire play. McGee had no idea he was right behind him. So Wingate able to get the steal and the layup. The freshman has his season high is 21 versus Oswego earlier in the year. And on the day so far, Wingate only has 8. But no one really has been getting it done for the Morrisville Mustangs except for Granger, who has 18 points. But there's still 3 minutes and 11 seconds left, Lucas. Anything can happen in SUNYAC basketball between any teams in the SUNYAC, right here in the Zeal. Still down by 15. Still some time to get it done.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Both of these teams still battling hard with 3:11 to go. But we're going to take a quick look now to the other game in OT. Plattsburgh up on the New Paltz Hawks with 3:17 to go, 82-80. A very, very tightly contested game there. The top scorer for Plattsburgh, who's been one of the top scorers in the nation, Ryan Welch, held to just 16 points. But now back to the regular action. It's going to be Foster now. Long pass to Judd. Judd wide open. Slam! Why is no one guarding Deacon Judd? He takes that one up and puts it away. And a 17-point now for the Lakers. Less than 3 minutes to go. Granger to McCollum. McCollum spins into Works. Works goes up with it now. And that's a nice bucket from Jacob Works. Obviously, as you see, Deacon Judd doesn't want the foul.
But yeah, Deacon on transition, nobody in front of him, jamming it home, two-handed jam for the 6'6" sophomore from Mohawk, New York. Judd on the day, now up to 20 points. This 20 points for Deacon Judd. Last time he played in Morrisville, he had another 20-plus point game. He's had 11 games with 20-plus points. I mean, he's been doing it all season for the Oswego State Lakers, and head coach Brian Whitcliffe said that he was going to be someone they focused on. And I mean, that goes for anybody facing the Oswego State Lakers. You have to stop SUNYAC Player of the Year, Deacon Judd, and that might have been the dagger for the Morrisville Mustangs with 2:39 to go.
White Luciano almost loses it, does lose it. Granger comes away with it, but it gets stolen by Bradley. Now a 3-on-1 for the Lakers on Haskins. Nothing, no defense. Doesn't even want to try that one, and a nice bucket for the Lakers. Now it's going to be Works going the other way. It's Wingate, excuse me. No good on the try. Foster going to slow it down now. Gets it to McGee. McGee, quick as the pace, spin move inside. Easy bucket for Jason McGee, who just keeps adding points to the total. And now back up to a 19-point lead. Caleb Haskins now up top. At this point, you got to start trying to score in bunches. There we go, Works. Nice bucket from him.
Timeout called by Brian Whitcliffe. And just steals on both ends for these squads. McGee now at the 25 points. You see Bradley getting the steal there. Judd finding his guy. McGee finishing. And then McGee again driving inside. Spin move around Haskins. Finishes on the other side around Granger. So McGee 6 for 13 on the day. 13 for 13 from the free throw line. What a performance from the transfer from Herkimer Community College.
Yeah, he jumps up now to 25 points on the day, along with 7 boards, 4 assists, and 3 steals. To say he's been productive today would be an understatement. But then you should take a look at the staying side of things. Got a couple of guys who have been playing really, really well and holding their own against this much more dominant Lakers squad like Avion Granger with 18, and Jacob Works, who we've seen been getting baskets late in this one. As you see down below, Deacon Judd doesn't want to foul out of this game, so he's letting it happen with that high lead that the Lakers have. And now just a 15-point lead, 1:53 over to go in this one. And as we take a quick look now at the other game, Plattsburgh up on 8. Now we're going to have on the inbound. Fowler almost got it stripped away, but he gets it to Foster. Foster now into Judd. Judd trips and a foul called there.
Ooh, that looks scary.
That was scary. A very, very, very could have been costly trip there. But now we're going to send it down to Owen Gangloff. What has he got on the sidelines? Owen, go ahead.
Thanks, guys. We have a SUNYAC update. It is New Paltz Hawks taking on the Plattsburgh Cardinals right now. The game is in overtime, and it is Plattsburgh winning 87-82 in overtime as the 5 seed facing the 4 seed. Just a quick look around the SUNYAC updates. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you very much, Owen. As you just said, 87-82. Plattsburgh looking to upset the Hawks in their own territory, but now it's going to be McGee driving into Bradley. Gets blocked away by Granger. Wow. Gets it right to Moorhead. Moorhead, 3 from up top. No good. Rebounded by Judd. Gets it to Jason McGee. McGee, hawked by Moorhead, goes up with it. Foul called on Jalen Moorhead. And it'll be Jason McGee shooting 2. But Parker, it looks like the writing is on the wall for this one. You got to think at this point the Lakers might be going to Cortland.
Yeah, the Lakers indeed, as Moorhead kind of drags McGee down, didn't want to let that be an easy layup, and McGee has a chance to tie his season high of 27 points. He had 27 points against Brockport and 27 points against Potsdam, both of those off the bench, and again doing it off the bench. But like you said, the Lakers have a chance here, most likely to go to Cortland. They will face a number 2 seed, the Oneonta Red Dragons, who they have played already this season twice. They split the season series 1-1. They won in blowout fashion in Oneonta early in the season, but the Red Dragons came here. I was on the call with that game with Logan Weingartner, and I went back and watched that game. I can't believe the Lakers lost that game to Oneonta, but now they're going to have to play them again for the 3rd time this season, and that's going to be a good one in Cortland. I'm excited for that one. I will most likely be at that game, so I'm excited to see that one.
Yeah, some big-time games coming up, and like you said, the Lakers going to be taking on one of the Red Dragon teams that will be in the SUNYAC finals. Could be a potential SUNYAC Red Dragon matchup between Oneonta and Cortland, but again, Lakers might have something to say about that, and if this one finishes the way it does, McGee staying perfect from the line. And folks, another quick update now. 46 seconds left in OT down in New Paltz. Plattsburgh up big. Absolutely dominated in overtime. 93-82. Parker, Plattsburgh outscored the Hawks in overtime 15-4.
Wow.
An absolute dominant showing in OT, and it looks like Plattsburgh's going to take it. Now Moorhead from 3, no good. And at this point, it looks like that's all she wrote. Lakers probably going to run out the clock at this point. As the Mustangs try and take it from McGee. McGee still playing. Goes up with it. And a nice bucket from McGee.
That's a career high, a new career high for Jason McGee. 29 points here in the SUNYAC first round matchup. Congrats to Jason McGee and a new career high.
After the miss again from the Mustangs. Lakers just pouring it on at the end of this one. But that, folks, is more than likely going to be all that she wrote, Leon, as you can see, throwing in all of his guys. Monroe, Watkins, Estelle, Emling, and Rosbrook all coming in for the Lakers to finish out this one.
Yeah, I don't want to see anyone get hurt if you're the Lakers. And it looks like in the other game in the SUNYAC first round, Plattsburgh up 93-82, and they didn't even need a performance from Reem Welch, who's second in the country in scoring with 27.7 points per game. Elijah Morris and Khalil Screen and Mari Johnson all have 20 points apiece for Plattsburgh. On the other side, Lamar Matthews, who's been very good for New Paltz this season, 23 points, but not going to get it done. So Plattsburgh looking on to take on the Cortland Red Dragons in the semifinals, and the Lakers will be taking on the Oneonta Red Dragons.
Derek Granger flying through the air there on a beautiful put-back play. It'll be Granger at the line, but at this point, there's not really much you can do. Down 21. He can bring him within 20, but with 27 seconds left. Doesn't even bring him within 20. A rebound by Monroe. The Lakers are going to finish this one out. Patrick Emling, travel called as he was getting pressed at the line.
Yeah, I mean, congrats to Morrisville on another successful season, falling short again in the first round. Last year they lost to Plattsburgh in the first round. They were the 5th seed. Plattsburgh was the 4th seed. And again, losing in the first round for Morrisville. But again, another successful season making the SUNYAC tournament. But again, falling short. The Lakers will advance and try to advance to the SUNYAC championship game. Last year they lost to Cortland in the semifinals. Hopefully a different story this time, Lucas.
An unfortunate end for the Morrisville Mustangs. But for the Lakers, the story keeps going. And as I said earlier, a couple of seniors leaving for good for the Mustangs. And as you see on the end, I just saw Robert Wiggins going around hugging all of his teammates. His career coming to an end, along with C.J. McCullum, Jalen Moorhead. Some great players who played really, really well to end their career. And the Morrisville Mustangs, they put up a great fight against the Lakers, but the Lakers, they have a point to prove going into Cortland. And Parker, they have a lot that they're going to need to do to beat that Cortland team.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for the Lakers. They're going to have to go on the road for the rest of the way, even though that game in Cortland will be neutral between Oneonta and the Lakers, as we see Judd, who was getting it done all night, 20 points, 7 of 16 on the day. And, yeah, Deacon just had a great night tonight, Lucas.
Speaking of Deacon Judd, we're going to send it down to Owen Gangloff, who's got a chance to talk with Deacon Judd. Owen, take it away.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with Lakers power forward Deacon Judd. Deacon, you had a huge game tonight. What was working for you?
I think my teammates just found me in open spots. I think we moved the ball very well. We played great defense, and all that formulates to a win. So all around, we played great.
And Deacon, what is the mindset going into Game 2 against Oneonta?
Oneonta's a great team. We split with them over the regular season. They're a great team, great coach. We just got to take this momentum, keep playing defense the way we are, and trust that everything else is going to fall in place.
Thank you, Deacon, and best of luck to you the rest of the way. Thank you, guys, from the sidelines. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Owen, and some great words from the star player, Deacon Judd, who had a big-time game today, finishes with 21, but not a team high. That was Jason McGee, who had 29 points on the day, and an even more impressive 15 for 15. What a game from the Lakers overall. But again, more from Jason McGee. Parker, what do we have coming next?
Yeah, so coming next, the Lakers will be taking on the Oneonta Red Dragons. And as I'm looking at it at the SUNYAC website, Plattsburgh has won 97-88 against New Paltz. So the semifinals are set. Oneonta versus Oswego, and Cortland, the number 1 seed hosting the SUNYAC tournament, will play the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. So we have 3 all-red teams playing in Cortland. Plattsburgh, Oneonta, and Cortland. And Oswego, the only team that's not red. Yeah, the one lone green team. But what a game today from the Lakers and from Jason McGee, Deacon Judd McGee, setting a new career high with 29 points, 7 of 14 from the field. And we can't not talk about it. 15 of 15 from the free throw line, 100% for Jason McGee today.
Yeah, and some other notable performances. Foster, not much in the scoring department, 11 points, but 14 rebounds, along with 4 assists and 4 steals. That is exactly the type of production you want from the Laker offensive and defensive side of the ball. And then obviously Chris White-Luciano, have to talk about him. 4 for 5 from beyond the arc. What an amazing day from him. An amazing day from the entire Lakers squad overall. And unfortunately for Morrisville, it is the end of their season. But congrats again to that Morrisville Mustang squad. And next up for the Lakers, they're heading to Cortland. But folks, that is going to do it all from us here at WTOP 10. I have been Lucas McGarry along with Parker Boris here at WTOP 10. But we are going to sign off for now. We will see you next time.